Hello there, I'm John Byrd, JB, the federal lobbyist for the National Society of Professional Surveyors, NSPS. And I'm really looking forward to as many of you participating on the NSPS Day on the Hill scheduled for April the 11th, a Wednesday. And that's where our members, yourselves, are planning to make in-person visits to members of Congress on Capitol Hill, to both your House of Representatives, your congressmen and women, and or the senators that represent your respective states. And so with that, I want to make sure that you're aware of what we're trying to do on the three issues that you're going to be taking to the Hill and what we're going to try to do to help prepare you to address those issues. The three issues, number one, infrastructure. What is the role of a professional surveyor? What kind of expertise and data that can help go into just about every single infrastructure project? Number two is the Geospatial Data Act that has been introduced in both the House and the Senate, as well as the third issue, private sector utilization. Those three issues will be taken to the Hill in DC on April the 11th for those of you making plans who have already committed to coming to Washington, DC. If for some reason your state is not able to attend Capitol Hill Day and the Day on the Hill, but you're planning to do your in-person visits back in the states on these federal issues, then we would advise you to utilize the full week right after Easter weekend. We know that that is a recess break for both the House and the Senate, and we would ask that you do your outreach on those three issues that week. Now, if you are planning to come to Washington, D.C. on April 11th, regardless of doing the state or the Washington, D.C. visits, what we have planned for you to actually help train and prepare you are two versions of a webinar. And the first is on Monday, March the 26th at 1:30 Eastern. If you're not able to attend the Monday, then later that week on Thursday, March 29th, also at 1:30, that will be the backup opportunity to do the training session for the webinar for those three issues. And it's vital as you're making these plans to do the visits back in your state or hopefully attending in Washington, D.C. on April the 11th. We want to make sure that there's a direct constituent connection to those that you're visiting on Capitol Hill. And so as many of you who can make that trip, we'd very much appreciate that. We believe in strength in numbers. It is the most important day of the year for NSPS advocating policies on your behalf. So we're really looking forward to having you join us. As a follow-up, what I get to do once you make these visits to members of Congress and senators, I get to do all the follow-up on your behalf as well. And so the more visits you make, the more work I get to do the follow-up for. And that's more offices for me to get my foot in the door based on your direct constituent connection. So I'm really looking forward to helping you out before you make your visit on April the 11th, but also on the back end after you make your visit and all the great work and commitments you're going to be pursuing on those three issues: infrastructure, Geospatial Data Act, and private sector utilization. And finally, the last door that you can always help open for me is to contribute to the NSPS Political Action Committee, known as the NSPS Pack. And there is a great role that you can play and for me to follow up on your behalf on that. So I really do appreciate the time. We look forward for you joining us and advocating on behalf of the surveying profession in April. Thank you.